Let's get into some black versus blue. With the French Open starting late last week, on the women's side, we had Serena. She's out due to pregnancy. The number one seed on the women's side actually lost early, so it's wide open. On the men's side, we have Andy Murray, who's actually the number one player ranked in the world, who actually got off to the worst start ever by a number one player since Pete Sampras for winning percentage-wise since '99.
He's gotten everything but AIDS.
Yeah, exactly. He's been stinking.
He has
up.
shingles.
Yeah. So we have Novak Djokovic.
Are you sure?
Ow! Wow! Wow!
Sure what?
He said, "Are you sure that it's shingles?" Just keep going. Just keep going.
You lost me there, bro. Okay. All right, so you got Djokovic, who's number 2. And then you also have Nadal lurking with 9 French Open titles, which is by far the most. Yeah. So will Murray come through, or will we have a third Nadal-Joker final? Based on those two questions, is this going to be a hit or flop?
I think the French Open is perpetually a flop unless someone French wins it. And I don't think you have any of those candidates.
Ding, ding, ding. I took the words right out of my mouth. Well said.
Just based off of the French not winning?
It's just, if a French person is not a contender and they don't, Nadal, I think, is certainly a viable candidate. Another player to watch out for is Mr. Dominique Thiem. Thiem. And he actually won the Rome Open, which is the tournament that leads into the French Open. He beat Djokovic. Djokovic is interesting because of the Andre Agassi element. Andre Agassi is now his coach, guru.
Yeah, some mentor
sort of thing. Yeah, so unless someone French wins it, I see it as a flop.
Kev.
Hey, well, speaking of French players winning, I don't know if you guys saw the news, but young kid Maxime Hameau got banned from trying to kiss on a reporter.
Yes. Yeah.
He did more than try and kiss her. He wouldn't let her go.
So based off that's a hit then.
I don't know. He got banned, so that sounds like a flop to me.
Yeah. She said if we weren't on air, I would have punched him.
So moving on to another sport. This past Saturday, something we were all waiting for, Mr. Errol Spence Jr. had a very impressive win over former IBF champion Kell Brook.
Great fight. To
take the IBF welterweight strap. Now, will he get a chance to clean out this vaunted division, the welterweight division in boxing? Will people actually step up to fight him after that?
Well, if you talk to the man in charge, he will. Is
that God?
Yeah. Look at God.
Won't he?
Won't he?
That's Mr. Al Heyman. I think there's hope that he will clean out the division. I think, we've seen with a big part of the reason why boxing has had a resurgence this year is because of the preponderance of good fights that have happened in the PBC, which is controlled by Mr. Al Heyman, also known as God.
With all due respect.
With all due respect.
Sir.
And so, you look at a lot of those top welterweights, they're all PBC fighters. There's no reason why he shouldn't be the man that cleans out the division and hopefully sets up what I think would be a wonderful showdown between him and Terrence Crawford.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then he'd cross. If that happens, that means everything happened right for boxing.
Yes. Yeah.
Which doesn't happen. That happens very rarely. I will say this about that fight, though. The orbital bone is one of the thickest bones and hardest bones to break on your body for a reason, because it protects your eyes. And if you fight 2 fighters in a row that one breaks your right and one breaks your left, there's a point where you have to look at your management and say, look, man, y'all got to save me from myself.
Y'all got to stop doing this.
It just sounds like he needs to check out of school and check into a new school. He getting bullied.
Yeah. So, also over this weekend, and I swear it's tough when you give sports a long 3-day weekend because so many things can happen. So there's 3 stories that came out that I want to touch on briefly, and then I'll throw it to you guys. So Tiger Woods gets arrested for DUI. Brandon Jacobs, yes, that Brandon Jacobs, vows to expose Jim Harbaugh and get him fired. Like
whatever.
And then Japanese driver Takuma Sato wins the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah.
But it was overshadowed by a reporter from the Denver Post,
who have since been fired.
Terry Free, for saying this racist tweet, and I'll just quickly say it. Nothing specifically personal, but I am very uncomfortable with a Japanese driver winning the Indy 500 during Memorial Day weekend. Newsworthy or nothing to see
So
here?
what are we starting with?
We're starting with. Actually, let's start with Brandon Jacobs because we can quickly move on from that.
Yeah, nothing to see.
Nothing
Here.
to see.
Nothing
at
to see
all.
here.
Brandon
5 years
Jacobs,
ago.
go away.
Yeah.
Go away, bum.
Okay. Tiger Woods arrested for DUI.
It's nothing to see here, man. He's been
it's
popping
new-
pills for a long time, bro.
I say, yeah, it's newsworthy because of who he is, but he's fine. He's almost at the end of his career. He don't need anything else. He'd be all right.
Well, I don't know if he's fine, but
He might not be fine. He needs to come home first.
He did make $45 million last year.
Doing nothing.
I tell you what, though, they told him what his race was at the police station.
they sure did. They sure did.
And last, we'll go to the Indy 500. Kev, what's your thoughts on that? Is that newsworthy?
Well, I would say yes, because it just shows what we've always thought about NASCAR. I mean, look at the show we did last week. It's just it's flat out racist.
Hold up, Kev. Hold up. Sorry, but this is IndyCar. It's a whole different series.
NASCAR, IndyCars, white dudes racing.
But the Japanese won the
Japanese
race.
won the race.
Memorial Day weekend.
The tweet was racist.
I think, I've mentioned it how many times since we elected a new president. There is a new status quo in America where people feel like it's okay for them to say what their inner demons are saying. And, most of these people are not him, and they end up getting fired because they didn't get elected. Like, this dude got fired. He no longer works there.
He deleted the tweet, tried to walk it back, but, I mean, how can you politically correct say some racist shit? Like, that's basically what he tried to do.
Yeah, I mean,
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
It's another Tuesday.
You're right.